let's get right into it. So it's no pressure to visit Africa. I just thought we were real travelers, and as real travelers, we should try to expand our horizons and go to different places. I'm not attracted to Asian women, but do I have to constantly let everybody know that that's not my cup of tea? So it's no pressure to come to Africa, for one. Number two, Djibouti is not a real country. It's a puppet country that all military, Chinese, America. I think I read somewhere that Djibouti has the most foreign military out of any other country on the planet. So like Djibouti is not even a real country. It's just a puppet for military. That's where all the military hide at so they can do operations in Africa. So Djibouti is not a good representation of Africa. Djibouti is not even a real country. Technically it is, but technically it's not even a real country. Oh, number three, Nairobi. So the people who live in Nairobi, my friends and me, you can meet women from all over Africa in Nairobi. My buddies who live there, I seen them date Asian girls, European women. My Kenyan homeboy, he has a European girlfriend. It's a lot of varieties in Nairobi, especially by Village Market. A lot of people will be surprised the different types of women you can find in Kenya, especially Nairobi. Baddies in Kenya versus baddies in Brazil. So of course you're gonna see more baddies right away in Brazil, because the mulattoes everywhere. But the complaints I've heard, and when I've been there, you have no connection with them because you don't speak Portuguese. They look good, but can you have a conversation with them? Can you vibe with them? This is a short time thing only. I personally never seen anybody publicly with a Brazilian girlfriend publicly. It's rare, maybe once or twice. It's rare. In Kenya is many happy couples, and you can find baddies. They won't be there right away as soon as you get off the plane, but once you start going to upscale restaurants, the upscale clubs, and the upscale events, you definitely will see them, and they have their own money and they like you for you. So but if we're comparing Africa to Brazil, South Africa is one of the main places in Africa where you will see baddies everywhere right away. So I would compare a South Africa to more of Brazil and Colombia, because South Africa you see the baddies everywhere. And all you guys who like the mulatto chicks, a lot of you like red bones, that's why you like Brazil, the mulattoes. South Africa, they have so much of those mulattoes, they call them colors in South Africa. So South Africa can definitely compete with Rio. What else? Oh yeah, and for all you dudes who want the pros, who want the bad pros like Sasua, Cartagena, I would recommend Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania on the weekend can compete with the Sasuas and the Cartagenas. Well, I mean, of course, it's gonna be more, bad Latin chicks there, but if you want that type of flavor, you can definitely find in Africa. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania is the best place for that, the pro script, if you're into that. So sugar babies. There are lots of sugar babies in Nairobi, Kenya, and one reason why I love Kenya is not one way to do it. A lot of places is just pro or non-pro. In Nairobi, you can get anything you want. You can find the pros, the non-pros, and the sugar babies, the chicks that work but don't make a lot of money, the college chicks, anything you want, is right there for you. So you can have the sugar babies semi-pros is probably the majority. Then you have the non-pros who have, they got a lot of stuff going on. They don't need you that much, but you got to play the game, talk around, talk to them a little bit more, cater to them, whatever. Then you got the straight pros and the brothels, massage parlors, some online. So it's more to go around, and you're accepted more in society in Nairobi, and you can get a higher. I'm pretty sure I never seen dudes with doctors and lawyers in Brazil. I seen dudes dating lawyers and higher status women in Nairobi, Kenya. The language barrier. Brazil, it's going to be hard for you to make connections because they don't speak English. Unless you're somebody who invests a lot in learning Portuguese. A lot of us in the U.S., we maybe learn Spanish, but Portuguese is one of those languages that you have to really know, and we don't learn that in general in the U.S. So you're going to have a language barrier in Brazil. So unless you put a lot of effort in learning Brazil, you're not going to make strong connections. My buddy just went there, and his complaint was they're beautiful pros, they're fun pros, but there's no connection. You can't make connection because you can't speak the language. There's no connection. So yeah, they look pretty. They're cool for a short time, but what's the connection? Do you have a connection with them? That's what I'm saying. So can you get a baddie right away in Africa? Can you get a baddie right away in Africa? And I would say in certain countries, maybe like Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, on a weekend you can find a baddie, quick pro, but more your Nairobis, it's gonna take you longer, a little bit longer. That's why it's not a place for like a short vacation, but it may take you a little bit longer to get your baddie, but she's gonna really rock with you. It's not gonna be like Brazil with just like a short time thing. You know what I'm saying? You can pay a chick there and she'll still like you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I feel like in Nairobi, you may not see your baddies right away, but when you get them, they rock with you harder than say a Brazil. You know. In South Africa, there's a lot of baddies too. You probably, if you know where to go at, you go to the right clubs, you can get one right away. But it's probably not going to be as easy as Brazil because they have a lot of more baddie pros. But I would say Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Strip on the weekend, you can find your baddie right away. But Kenya and South Africa, you definitely get a baddie. It's not going to be instantaneous, you know. I'm not going to lie about that, you know. But you definitely can get her. But when you do get her, she's going to rock with you harder than Brazil. You can get scammed everywhere. I mean, I heard of people getting scammed in DR, people getting scammed in Ghana. It's best to do your research, get lawyers, and just, you know, you get scammed anywhere. I'm not saying nobody's never got scammed in Africa. I heard about people getting scammed in Latin America all the time. I heard about people getting scammed in Ghana a lot, you know, so you can get scammed anywhere. That's not something that's just in Africa. So people that saying you only get scammed in Africa, that's BS, because you can get scammed anywhere. All right, Kenya, I've been traveling around the world for just about 20 years. I've been around the world literally 4 times on a ship. Kenya is the only place outside the US I feel at home. People genuinely accept you in Kenya. They genuinely accept you in Kenya. If you, like, we can get women anywhere, but do you have local friends? I never seen y'all in Brazil with Brazilian homeboys, you know, like just out mingling and like socially with Brazilians. Like, do they really accept you, or you just can sleep with pretty pros? You know, that's all you're doing out there. You know, when you ready for a lot more and other things besides that, Nairobi just has more options for you, and the people are more open. I get invited to gatherings, private events. My friends are in the upper class in Nairobi, get invited to upscale events with the who's who in the city and stuff, and they're like, some YouTubers get treated like celebrities in Nairobi, just off YouTube. Literally get treated like celebrities. So yeah, there's no competition. Food wise, all right. The food, Kenya food is all right. Brazilian food, all right. I only been to Santos for seafood. But I will say the best food, since we compare in Africa, the best food in Africa I've tasted so far was Tanzania food. Is absolutely amazing. They use their own special seasoning and blends I never tasted before, and it tastes so good. Nigerian food, Kaza restaurants. If you go to Kaza, every time I go there, I don't remember what I ordered, but it always tastes so good in different flavors that I never had before. It's so good. Kaza, Nigerian, and it's a Nigerian restaurant. And in South Africa, go to farmers markets Sunday in Johannesburg, and you'll love it. It's so much good. It's food from everywhere. It tastes so good. Farmers market 4 ways in Joburg is on Sundays. You got to get there early, and the food is just amazing. So yeah.